doctor.
Your healthcare needs are unique, and so is our offering.
With a legendary rugby career and 89 Springbok caps to his name, it's difficult to fathom that Joost van der Westhuizen is now living with motor neuron disease. Aside from working hard to maintain his health and strength, Joost also started the J9 Foundation in aid of others with the same degenerative disorder.
Joost, it is great to have you in studio. Welcome.
Thank you.
I want to ask you how the fight is going.
Yeah, it's going well under circumstances. Body doesn't always want to work with the mind, but the mind is perfect.
I wanted to ask you about that because a lot of people will hear you speak and think, wow, there's just all sorts of degression or regression, if you like, but not at all. Your mind is as sharp as ever.
Mind is 100% till the day you die.
Okay, but the body's not working as well because I see some stitches in the head, I see you hit your finger in the door. It's like, oh, this body's just slow, which is not great.
Yeah, notice you have to take every step where you put your foot, and then the balance sometimes doesn't want to work, and then you fall.
And then you fall. I mean, what else do we take for granted that you now, that's a daily struggle for you?
Well, obviously the speech, very slow, and I can't write anymore.
Okay.
Brush your teeth with 2 hands.
With 2 hands?
Shave with 2 hands.
Wow.
Because of the fine motor coordination.
Okay.
That goes first.
When I asked you about the fight, I also want to ask you, what are you fighting for?
When I started to deteriorate, I suddenly realized, not just for me, but for every sufferer, it's about the quality of life and not the quantity. So I'm trying to stay healthy and spend most time with my kids to create the memories and a quality life.
You were diagnosed 28 months ago, and the prognosis at that stage was in a year you'll be in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
I see no wheelchair. You're walking around, you walked into studio, you're on international flights most of this year. Why have you managed to slow the progression? I mean, what is it about you? Is it because you were a great athlete before the time, or is it a mental strength?
I think it's a mental strength that I learned through my rugby career. I'm a self-confessed bad loser.
Just, you don't listen to anybody, you know.
When they told me within a year, I decided no. They also told me I'll have 20% chance to live 2 years. And I decided I'd rather be part of the 20% living longer than 80% not making it. So it's a mental thing. If you give up, you will deteriorate quickly.
Wow. Now, on behalf of all those who have motor neuron disease or similar motor neuron diseases, that's an amazing statement. And not only are you just surviving longer, but you've formed the J9 Foundation in benefit of those with MND. Tell me a bit more about that.
Yeah, me and Quentin started the foundation. More than 70% of all the patients are male.
Okay.
They're the breadwinner. Then the wife must take over the pressure. Some people don't have medical aid. And we focus on the quality of life. So we help financially, we help with medical instruments, wheelchairs, eye trackers, to make it easier for the patient and their family. Also emotionally, we are by them till the end. On Facebook, we created an international family.
Wow.
When people doesn't know what to do, contact the Facebook and you will be surprised how all the families created one big M&D family.
Amazing, yeah.
Yeah.
Just last time you had you showed us your hand. Let's see that kind of regression.
Yeah.
So what has happened?
What happens, the signal from the brain breaks down in your motor neuron. So the muscle doesn't get a signal. And when the muscle doesn't get it, it loses function and it falls flat.
Yeah, I mean, it's that age-old adage, if you don't use it, you're going to lose it.
Yeah, see, what I picked up, there are two things we take for granted: time and health. And only when you lose that, you wake up.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's kind of a way to end the interview. I'm not even halfway through. You know? I was hoping you'd save that for last. Just your treatment. You've been on an experimental treatment, which obviously has had some effect. Tell me about that treatment and going forward, what sort of progress can we expect?
As well as experimental drug that they treat any neurological condition. I'm the 8th person in the world to try it, so we'll see where it goes.
Amazing to be a pioneer in this
Yeah,
field.
it's very expensive. Actually, I have an interesting story. In March, before I was diagnosed, I went through all my financial. And I saw this momentum policy. From my broker, I said, "What is?" He said, "No, it's a dreaded disease." I said to him, "Well, I canceled." He said to me, "Okay, send me a mail." I forgot to send a mail, and in May I got diagnosed.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so you've been looked after?
So with that policy, I can afford my medication.
We talk about experimental, the cause of ALS, obviously unknown, speculation, but many of you would recognize that from Joost's career, followed his career, licking your hands a lot. That had something to do, according to the Cleveland Clinic, with ALS, not so?
Yeah, interesting. When I went to America, Cleveland, Dr. Pura, leading research, the second question he asked me, have I ever been in touch with herbicides? Initially I said no, but then I realized from 5 years I was licking my finger. Then you told me about the colony of farmers in America with MNE. 6 out of the 11 has got MNE. So they can't prove it, but they're needing that way.
Yeah. Amazing. Just let's talk about your kids. I would imagine that the reason you're fighting full time, yes, is the foundation, and yes, is to make as much of an impact, but it's to spend time with Jordan and Kylie, surely. How have you explained what you have to a 7-year-old and a 9-year-old?
Well, initially 2 years ago they were too young. Now Jordan is 9, Kylie turning 7, and they start to ask questions. I mean, Jordan said to me, when you go to London, will you be normal when you come back? And what do you say?
Sure.
So I'm just open and honest, told him my arms and legs are weak, can't play with them anymore. But they will come back, help me to walk, bring me water out of the hand. So they know I'm sick, but they don't know that it's terminal.
You know it's terminal. What are you going to miss out on? I mean, what are some of the saddest things that you're not going to see that...
Well, they told me I won't see my kid's 9th birthday or my daughter going to grade 1. I saw it. Yeah, last week.
That's great. Don't tell Joost he can't, huh?
Yeah, they're normal things. My daughter seen them matriculate or have fun on the sport field. But I grade their memories now.
We're all mortal. We're all facing death at some point in our lives. But those of us who are not facing an imminent death, we have time, we have health, and we ignore those things.
You do.
You don't have that, and you see life so differently. And you've said it a couple of times in this interview. So how do you see life differently? I mean, if you were to kind of inspire those of us who don't have MND, I mean, you're already an inspiration to those with MND, but those of us who are living normal, healthy lives, what would you say to those of us who think we have all the time and all the health in the world?
Now, life is not about the amount of years left, but the amount of memories created. And yes, I have dreams to live longer, but for me, there's no tomorrow. I live for now. If I wake up tomorrow, I'm the happiest guy and we're gone. So live for now.
Joost, thank you. That is very, very inspiring. Wow. Joost van der Westhuizen. On the field, very few players could even touch him and get the better hand or the upper hand to number 9. It seems that ALS is struggling as well to get the upper hand on Joost van der Westhuizen. Pleasure.
Thank you.
For flexible cover that suits your individual healthcare needs.
I want to live the best life.